All right, y'all remember that surprise I mentioned at the end of our last video, kind of hinting that even though our harvest was done, harvest might not be done? That's right, we're gonna go pick some more cotton. Yes, we are going to pick some more cotton today. Well, we're not picking our cotton, we're picking cotton for a neighbor, helping him get finished up. This particular neighbor is one we've helped some in the past, and he's helped us some in the past. But in fact, this particular year, this neighbor saved my rear end twice. Didn't cover it too extensively this summer, but I did mention it. We had major problems with our water truck in the middle of the season. It was down there for a week and a half or so. We really had no way to get water out to the field. Well, this neighbor, he called him up, asked him what he'd do to help, and he said, just come get my water truck, take it and use it. We did that. We got all of our crops sprayed right before we left on vacation. In late July, we thought all of our crops were taken care of, enough for us to be gone about 10 days. Anyway, we got down to Florida, and I checked the University of Tennessee Extension website, and they had a notice out that army worms had just come into the area. If you don't know much about army worms is just what it sounds like. It's an army of worms. They are absolutely one of the most devastating pests that we can have at certain stages in the crop. They can show up, and within a matter of just a couple of days, you won't have a crop left out there. They will march across the field and eat everything in sight. Anyway, we were 1,000 miles away down in Florida. Zach was back here. I mean, he can spray, but in order to spray, you need someone to haul water to you, because 500 acres of soybeans spread all over 2 counties. I mean, you could drive back to the shop and fill up with water every time, but that's extremely inefficient. A lot of wear and tear on the sprayer. And all that time that you're spending driving back to the shop to fill up, army worms are eating your crop. But anyway, I hollered at this neighbor again. He actually had to come up here in this area and spray his crops too. But he had his water truck tender water to both, himself and Zach while he was spraying the crops. So without him, we definitely would not have had the record-setting wheat bean crop that we had. And in fact, we might not have had much of a crop at all. There was one local field that didn't get sprayed, and when we got back from vacation, there was not a single soybean left in that field. It was completely devastated, and that's what could have happened to mine. Also, this particular farmer had a pretty bad mishap this fall. He severely broke his leg a couple of weeks ago, so he hadn't been able to do much. His crew's been handling everything for him, but they got about 250 acres of cotton up here, and they'll be done with harvest. We're done with harvest, so hooked all of our equipment back up, and we're going to go up here and help him pick his cotton. Hopefully between his cotton picker and our cotton picker, here in about a day and a half, we can have it wrapped up. It's pretty big fields. He's got a round baler picker, so he could definitely cover more acres than me, but hopefully we can pitch in and help him get done. Well, we're back on the road once again. Got everything moved over here to my neighbor's farm right down the road from us, and he gave us a nice big bottom to work here. Oh, this is going to be so enjoyable. Long, flat, and straight. Oh, and the cotton's standing straight up. I'm really grateful for the opportunity to help this neighbor out. Like I said, I mean, he's helped us out a bunch over the years. Last year when I had my combine rig, he dropped everything in the middle of harvest to come help at the scene of the accident while I was at the hospital. And then this year, you know, him being able to let us use his water truck and then haul water to us when the army worms moved in really saved our rear. I'm really thankful for the opportunity to come out here and help him get finished up with harvest. You know, we finished up cutting our last of our beans 2 days ago, 3 hours after we parked our combine in the shed. The rain moved in. We got about a ½ inch of rain, so knocked them out of picking cotton and got everything good and muddy. So we let everything dry up yesterday and half a day today. Got started over here right after lunch. We got today, tomorrow, more rain supposed to move in on Sunday. And not only more rain, but some really, really cold temperatures. So we look to help him get the rest of his cotton out before the rain comes in on Sunday. And you know, if we weren't able to get done, there's a really strong cold front coming through, bringing in some really cold temperatures. We're talking lows around 22, 23 at night, which when you're picking cotton, you know, you got to have water on board to clean the spindles. Freezing temperatures just make that just real pain in the rear. You know, not only does your picker have to be winterized at night, but cold temperatures, I mean temperatures in the 30s can really cause problems during the picking process because you're using water down there on the heads to clean the spindle, but then you got high velocity air being blown through the doors by the fans, and your doors can freeze up. You know, your doors start freezing up, the cotton sticks to your doors, and before you know it, you got a door plugged up. So it's just a real pain in the butt picking cotton when it's really cold outside. So we can help him get done before the rain comes in, before those cold temperatures come in. They got to mess with all that.
Welcome to cotton harvest. Again, y'all thought we were done. Psych. We are helping a friend pick their cotton today, so actually my whole day's been like crazy. Matt didn't know when he was going to call us, so I ran to Walmart the weekend before Thanksgiving. 45 minutes in line to get out. Then he calls me, he's like, yeah, we're picking cotton right now. I have a buggy full, I threw my crap in the buggy, go wait in line 45 minutes, get out, go over to Wendy's to get him lunch. Another 35 minutes waiting for that food, get back here, throw everything in the house, throw the cold stuff in the fridge. I hope to God I threw it in the fridge. Change clothes, throw my crap together. I didn't even get lunch. I just kind of threw cheese snacks in there and left. And then got down here back to cotton harvest again. Except this time it's not ours. And
I'll tell you one personal benefit for me about picking this cotton from my neighbor. It's making me feel a little bit better about my crop. It's showing me that I'm not the only person that had more cotton in this area. This guy's cotton, it's not doing well at all. It's doing about like what mine did. The only difference between his cotton and mine is that his cotton, he did a little bit better job of using plant growth regulator on it this year than what I did, so it's a little bit shorter stature, and it didn't get blown over and laid down like mine did, but it did kick off a bunch of fruit. It also didn't have enough heat units to mature the top bolls, and even though we're in a pretty stout bottom, it's just not yielding too good. He told me everywhere else that he had cotton, he's got cotton in several counties, not just in this area. He had some really good yields, a whole lot better than what we saw. Of course, all of our cotton is kind of in a small, narrow area. We don't really expand out as much like a lot of other bigger farmers in this area do. So typically what we have to suffer through in a weather event typically hits pretty much all of our ground. So this cotton right here, it just shows me that, I mean, we didn't screw our crop up. It was just it was just several events throughout the year that was beyond our control that caused the cotton to do this. I talked to another producer yesterday while I was at the gin, and he said, you know, his cotton in this area was extremely disappointing too. So at least I feel good that, you know, there wasn't something that I screwed up myself to cause us to have a poor cotton crop. Still, I wish I was picking some 1,200 pound cotton for this guy. Even though the cotton may not be great in this field, it's still a pretty enjoyable experience for me because, like I said, we're in a long, straight bottom, flat, smooth ground. I mean, I'm just sitting up here cruising. My auto steer ain't working, but we're just sitting up here cruising from one end to the other. And, you know, we just don't, we have very, very little ground of this type to where you can just sit up here and cruise all day long. Most of it's up and down, constantly turning and everything else.
Surprise! And y'all thought we were done with harvest. Got a good buddy of ours down the road. Busted his leg up real good and immobilized him. Broke his leg clean in half, and his guys have been busting their tail trying to get it all out. So we called him and asked him where he wanted us to start, and after a couple of rounds, oh, you ain't got to do that, finally got through to him that he helped us out during Matt's combine accident last year. He actually shut down his operation, came up and helped us, and so we're up here repaying the favor by helping him get this cotton out before any more rain gets on it next week. Crunch after it for a few more days. Luckily we didn't have anything cleaned up or put away yet. Filled the picker up with water, slapped a little bit of diesel in it, hooked the 2 tractors back up, and we're up here picking some cotton.
Right now, actually, as soon as we get done with this cotton, starts our 3rd busy season of the year. When I mean busy, I mean just going in every which direction. Don't know, got so many things on the plate, so many things that have to be done in a certain time. You know, the first one is June, when we got wheat harvest, but we got all of our other crops to tend to. The second one is October, when it seems like the majority of our crops get ready. We got wheat to plant, and we're just trying to rush and get done with everything before bad weather sets in. Well, our 3rd busiest season of the year is right after Thanksgiving, all of December until the 1st of the year, because we got so many things from a business side that we had to get done before the 1st of the year. I mean, not only we got all of our equipment that we need to get cleaned up and put away, shop cleaned up, we've got to get all of our corn hauled, but we also got a lot of business stuff we got to take care of. I got to report wheat acres by the 15th. We're going to have to order our corn and soybean, possibly our cotton seed by around the 15th. We got a lot of tax planning we got to do. We're going to meet with the accountant the first week or so of December, try to map out a strategy for income taxes, try and figure out, you know, exactly what our income's going to be, what our expenses are, even though we're not going to have all of our income in for the year until later on in December. You know, trying to get that mapped out. I get landlords billed out, landlords paid, cash rent paid. I mean, we're just going a lot of different directions. And this is all at a time of year that we're worn out. You know, I want to go home at night. I don't want to spend late nights at the office. But inevitably, I'm going to spend a few late nights at the office. Now, after the 1st of the year, you know, all that calms down because we don't have the end of year stuff to do. But, you know, June and October don't bother me too bad because, I mean, we're out in the fields, we're harvesting, we're trying to get our crop out. But the business side of the farming is definitely my least favorite side, and got a lot of numbers to crunch. And even though I'm good at it, that don't mean that I like it all that much. Plus, you know, holiday season, I won't be at home spending time with the family. But that's all part of running the business.
All right, we got one module made, and they have pretty blue tarps. We're on our 2nd one. About to dump this. And of course, we're using this builder because our other builder, the rollers, are completely just gone. They were trashed this season of 2020, and I guess Matt just was was like, you know what, roll with it. Well, towards the very end, it really wasn't rolling. So we have to replace all the rollers on the other builder, so we decided to break out this one. This one is a little bit slower than our other one. The big tractor hooked up to it because we can't use the loader tractor due to the fact that it blew its turbos. And we'll get that fixed on one of our projects. Many projects this winter.
Funny story about this farm right here. Back when I was a kid, we actually used to work this farm. Back then, this big bottom was divided into half. There was a ditch running right down there in the middle where I started picking. This side of the bottom was 46 acres, and then we farmed like 65 acres up on the top of the hill. Anyway, we lost it, gosh, I don't know, it's probably been 25 years ago at least. This farm is actually where I did a lot of things for the first time because it's long, straight, and flat. My dad actually trusted me to try some things out on this farm. This farm right here is where I first got to cultivate cotton, where you were plowing in between the rows. And I mean, you had to be very careful or else you would plow the cotton up. Anyway, back in those days, we ran 3 4-row cultivators, and one day the guy that's running one of the tractors didn't show up. So I told my dad, like, I got this, let me do it, I can do it. So he put me out this field all by myself while the rest of them were up on the hill. Put me in 3rd gear, going about 2.5 miles an hour with a 4-row cultivator. And I spent all afternoon on an open station tractor going up and down this field, being as careful as I could to cultivate that cotton to show my dad I could do it. And I did it. I didn't plow up any cotton, even though I was going a lot slower than what an experienced operator would be. Anyway, I had the time of my life. This field is where I got to drive a vehicle for the very first time. Was 7 or 8, but we had a long, where that ditch was, we had a long field road going from the road to the back of the field. And we had an old 1976 Chevrolet 3/4 ton truck, straight shift. Anyway, the tractors were up there, but Dad wanted to park everything down here, so they drove the tractors while he let me drive the truck. Put me in granny low gear, said don't hit the gas, just drive straight down the road. And as soon as, of course I was too small to push in the clutch pedal or anything at that time, he said when you get to the other end, just turn off the ignition switch, it kills the truck. But this bottom right here was actually my favorite field at the time. I actually claimed it as my field because it was always one of our better producing farms at the time. So being on this farm once again after heck at least 25 years or so, bringing back a bunch of great memories for me. I'm enjoying the heck out of this.
Do you want to know who took over Zach's job?
There ain't no possible way he climbed all the way up on that builder with one broke leg.
He sure did, and I said I was going to tattletale him and send pictures to his wife.
I hope so. He don't need to be doing that.
This is coming from the guy who flew out of a windshield and crawled back up into the combine the day after.
That was before I knew I had anything broken.
Yeah, well, y'all are built the same way. Crazy and insane and want to be in the freaking nursing home before you're 50.
So I always say, do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah. Oh, that's so funny. Also, the owner of this farm came out here and climbed up the builder with his broke leg that has a nice titanium rod in it from his ankle to his knee. I threatened to send a picture to his wife, who's already stressed out, because we're we're married to these people, and if we're not putting those two in a nursing home together, I don't know what we're gonna do. But if they keep it up, Matt and Jordan are gonna have to send me and Hannah to an all-inclusive with lots of meds. I swear, those farmers they're all built exactly the same. They get put down, they don't learn that they need to just sometimes let other people do the job for them, and yet they're still out here. So just shows you that They're all built the same. All built the same.
Alright, do you want me to tell you the good news now or later?
Are you absolutely 100% positive I will consider it to be good news?
Oh yeah.
Alright, go ahead.
Guess who gets to run a roller picker tomorrow?
Me!
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year!
I thought for a second you were going to say that you were going to get to run one, and I should consider that good news for me.
He actually said all three of us could run it if we want to try it out, but Zach and I both agreed that it would be better for you to run it because you would be like a kid on Christmas morning.
Well, I do have to say that Jordan feeds us good. Got brought us a nice steak dinner here. Think maybe I need to sell out and come work for him full time. I don't eat this good at home sometimes.
Something's going on. What's going on with that cotton? That cotton should not look like that. Uh-oh. Shut it! Oh, yes, I'm getting out.
Well, we're going to call it a day. I'll tell you what's pretty sad. We got all of our cotton picked and thought we were done with cotton. And we come out and help Jordan with his cotton. And we have the best day running of the whole entire season. We got started about 1 o'clock. It's now 8 o'clock, so in 7 hours we got 48.5 acres done. But anyway, that's what you can do when the cotton's standing straight up, not sprawled all over the ground, and you can run full out in second gear in a big field with long straight rows. Well, just when my hands started getting healed up from several weeks of cotton picking and having to clean out these doors right next to the spindles, they was all scratched up and scarred. Guess what? Get to clean out a cotton picker again and get them all scratched up again. Because them spindles is sharp. It's pretty sad when your season's long done, but you have your best day running on somebody else's ground. I like these big long fields. We need to get us some of these. Well, believe it or not, we got our earliest start of the cotton picking season today. We fired the picker up at 9:30. Had a wind start blowing last night. I guess in advance of the impending cold front that's coming through tomorrow, but we didn't have to do too much servicing because George's crew filled our picker up with fuel and water. All we had to do is do a little bit of cleaning, a little bit of greasing, and we're ready to go. We got done with that half of this bottom. We got this half. I don't know how many acres on this side. If I had to guess, I'd say probably somewhere around 40, maybe 45 or so. Then we got 3 smaller bottoms across the street. I don't know how much they got left up there on the hill to pick them. I know they got one pretty good sized field. Wouldn't surprise me if it's at least 50 acres or so. They got that up there. So my goal is to get all this picked and then these smaller bottoms picked, get this wrapped up by the end of the day, and then let them handle all the hill. If they happen to get done up there earlier, come down here and help me with some of these bottoms, we'll just get done that much quicker. It's definitely going to be a long, full day today.
And over here we got Ricky Bobby out on the tractor. This kid is doing like 12 mile an hour out here. So we call him Ricky Bobby. You just wait to see how fast this kid goes when he comes by. Alright, I think I've met. He's gotta be doing 11, 12 mile an hour. Look at this. Dead. I'm dead. He's going faster than me. Let's see. Oh yeah, he is doing 12 miles an hour. Oh my god. Ricky Bobby. Matt's doing a cool probably 3.5. Carter did that, he'd be dead. Of course, our tractor would probably fall apart in like 75 pieces, so.
Well, apparently things are really about to get interesting here. Another neighbor just got finished up with their cotton down the road. they told Jordan they're gonna stop over here and drop in and help him get finished up, because apparently we got, I don't know, I'm guessing we probably got 65 acres left that I was planning on doing. They got about 80 acres on top of the hill. They got a roller picker. I've got a slower basket picker. So this neighbor says, so we can make sure we get it all done today, they're going to drop in with their 2 baler pickers on the way back to their shop and help get this cotton finished up. So we're going to have, so total at some time today, we're going to have 3 John Deere round baler pickers and 1 ancient John Deere basket picker. That happens, shoot, there's a good chance that we'll get home before it gets dark tonight. Because those baler pickers, they can flat out eat some cotton and cover some ground, because they never have to stop picking. They can, you know, they can dump their modules on the go. They don't have to stop like I do. Plus, they've got a higher ground speed, whereas my picker go 4.5 miles an hour in second gear. And I think those John Deere baler pickers, I think they'll go at least 5 miles an hour, so they can flat out cover the ground. But you know what? This is what farmers are known for in general. Just jumping in and helping other folks out when they need help. You know, not waiting to be called, just seeing something needs to be done and just jumping in and helping out. No questions asked. Because you never know, we might be in that same boat at some point. In fact, I have been in that boat. You know, last year when I had my combine accident, this farmer that we're picking for now, he was up here, I believe he was on this farm, or he was up here on this farm shelling corn. Anyway, as soon as Kelly found out about the accident, she called him and asked if, you know, he could come help. He stopped in the middle of the field while he was dumping with his auger out and hooked it towards the front of the field to get the truck. And he actually wound up damaging his combine in the process. He clipped the end of the auger on a tree limb and bent the auger tube, which was a several $1,000 repair. But didn't think nothing of it. He instantly dropped what he was doing, come over and helped out getting you know, my combine situated back to the shop, getting the corn header out in the middle of the street and everything. You know, it's just that sense of just being able to help somebody else out that it's such a rewarding feeling. You know, especially in a situation like this. You know, I've shown you now 2 years, you know, what harvest is like, how long and drawn out and stressful and tiresome it can be. And when you're right there at the finish line, all you want to do is just cross it. You know, you don't want to have to suffer through another weather delay and other problems. You just want to get done. We've all been in that boat before, and then, you know, this farmer has suffered other difficulties. You know, had an accident where he broke his leg, and he's been extremely limited in what he can do the last several weeks right in the heat of harvest. So, you know, being able to be there and help him get done, you know, get that stress behind him, it's a really rewarding feeling for me personally, and I'm just super happy we got the opportunity to do that we got done in time to where we had the opportunity to help somebody else out rather than us having to ask somebody else for help like we had to do in the past.
That is number 6 for this bottom. Got a full basket and Matt is about done, but now we have to move over there because we're too far away since he's gonna, I don't know how long till the other crew gets down here, but we're trying to finish this so we can be done. Alright, so Zach has gone to go fly the drone because there are now 3 baler pickers up in the top field, and Matt wanted drone footage of it. It's a beautiful day too, and I got some help on the module builder. Jordan and his son are up here, and he's showing them old school. And he kind of wants to jump in too, so.
Jonathan's using his stalker to try and get up on this module builder. I'm going to pop him.
Okay, somebody go over there and take his walker away from him. He can no longer walk. Just like we take keys away from drunk drivers, we need to take the walker away from the guy with the broke leg who's trying to do things that the doctor would not allow. Well, the module pickers have made it down here. Well, at least one has. There's one just got started right across the road over there. We got 2 more fields right there across the creek.
All right, the cavalry has arrived. There is a CP690 across the street, and you still got us over here. I still think we beat them though. Ha ha! Old school for the win, baby. Still pretty cool. I've never ridden in one before, seen how it works. Maybe one of these days, right? I'll show you guys what a round bale looks like compared to a module. There's your module. What we make. Pretty cool. See, so I'm 5'10"-ish. I've shrunk some. That's how big they are. It's neat. I've never seen it. I touch it! It's just like a hay bale. That's so weird. That's pretty cool. Not gonna lie. It looks like a marshmallow.
There's a little bit better view or closer view of one of those Bale pickers. So he's booking it. I bet he's going every bit of 5 miles an hour. I tell you what, those are some impressive machines. One of these days, maybe we'll have one on our farm. Is all this gonna fit in this module? We gotta start a new one.
Yes, it should fit in this module, and that is his picker across the street.
Alright, because I mean, if them other 2 pickers get down here, I mean, we ain't gonna have enough cotton to make another module, so what does he want us to do?
I don't know. Right now he has to go shut off the water at our shop because he forgot to turn off the hose and it's overflowing. So I would go over there and ask him. I don't know.
I guess I'll go on down here to this other bottom and get started down there. I mean, all I need is 2 big baskets and we can pull off a module. Just need to make sure we get that. If them other 2 show up, I don't know. So I have to tell them to go on home if we need the cotton.
Oh, they're not done up there at all. So I think that's why George told his picker driver to come down here.
Cool Kids Club. Me and my girlfriends who farm. I have a friend who farms 5,000 acres in Wisconsin. I got a friend who's a dairy farmer. Another friend who farms kind of like a homestead deal. She's got chickens, turkeys, eggs, you know, all that. Kind of like a sell from their home, but they're moving from Vermont. They're moving from Vermont down here. We call each other the cool kids because we are we're kids of the 90s, so we're cool with a K. It's also our initials. So, yeah, but I had these made because I love my girlfriends. They're good peeps. So we're gonna start another one.
Well, once again, it's almost dark. But this is definitively the last time I will be turning these lights on this year. We're almost done. We got the rest of this field, and then the field that we saw the module picker in, he pulled out of that one and went down the road to another 18-acre field that I didn't even know they had. So he left a little bit in that field. Problem is, I don't know, we've already got 2 baskets in the module builder. I don't know if we'll be able to fit all of that into the module builder or not. So I do know once we fill this module all the way up, I mean, there's not going to be enough cotton left to build another module, so we'll have to stop whenever we get this module full, and then, you know, and then the baler picker will have to finish up whatever's left because you know, they make a lot smaller module, but the thing is they can wrap their module at any size. It doesn't have to be a full module for it to be able to hold together, because the wrap actually holds it together. So they can so those baler pickers can essentially make a module that looks like a big fat cigar and roll it, and it'll be fine, you know, whatever cotton's left over. Oh wow, look at that. This is officially the last harvest sunset of the year, and man, it's a good one to end on. Just wish those trees wasn't in the way blocking the best part. Man, ain't that beautiful. Some pink and some orange. Woo. enjoy it now, because this is going to be the last one you're going to see on my channel for quite a few months. But it's certainly a great way to end the year for us.
I don't have a module builder driver. Where'd he go? Hello? Zach, did you leave? Hello? Okay. I guess I'm doing this by myself for a few minutes. Oi!
Alright guys, here we are, just the last few passes. Really, the last few passes of the 2021 harvest season. We wound up picking 104 acres for this farmer over the course of really a day and a half. We've had two, really outstanding days of running. We flat covered the ground, and I think we're on module number 9, maybe, I think, or 10, I don't know. Anyway, we picked some cotton the last couple of days. As I said, we're just about done with this field, and then this farmer's giving me has offered me to come drive his round baler picker for a little bit. They still got a few acres left up on top of the hill that they got to get. That's not an opportunity I'm going to turn down. I've been wanting to get on one of these pickers for a long time, and now I got the opportunity. I'm going to take that chance. See what they're all about. I'm not going to do any filming because obviously I'm going to have somebody with me explaining how it works, showing me what to work, and well, there's a lot of people that don't like to be on camera, so I'm not going to do any filming about it, but I'll probably talk about it in future videos. Alright guys, here it is, last pass. Got about 20 feet to go. There it is. I hope we can get all this in the module builder. That's going to be a big one. Alright, it's official. Harvest 2021 is over.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty dang sure this time.
Hey, you never know. Somebody else might call you.
I believe I would turn down any more requests, though. Even though this wasn't requested, I believe I would turn down any future requests, unless the price is right. Never say never. I hope y'all can fit all this in that module. Otherwise, we're gonna have a predicament. All right. Anyway, here's the final tally. If you can see it, see there's a few round bales over there.
Dinner will be here in a few minutes, by the way.
Anyway, we got 6 modules of ours there, and then they're working on 3 over there, so that makes 9 modules, 9 big modules we picked. And I don't know if Kelly or Zach can mention it, but we had to go into the bullpen for that module builder. That's not the one we've been using all year. Went to go hook up to the one we've been using all year, and looked at the bridge and saw several of the rollers on one side were completely shot. So that one was ready to go because we thought we might need it this year, so we just pulled it out from under the shed and put it to good use. Well guys, I'm going to clean out these heads one last time while they are finishing up that module, get this thing ready for the wash pad in the coming weeks. Anyway guys, I appreciate y'all following along all this harvest season. Hope it gave you just a glimpse into what we go through year in, year out. Hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to stay tuned, because we ain't going anywhere. We'll be back again soon.
Please stay on. Please stay on. we're done. I think they've got about 25 more acres up on top of the hill, and they've got 3 roller pickers running. So I would imagine in about, there ain't no way it's gonna take them longer than an hour to get done up there. His crop's gonna be done after this, so he can go home and relax. Our crop's been done, so we can go home and catch our breath. That's what we do. Neighbor gets in bind, we come over and helped out, no questions asked. Another good buddy of his that had 2 more roller pickers down the road, no questions asked. Hey, we're right up the street. We just finished up doing a custom job. We'll be there in about 2 hours. We'll knock it out. So, anyways, with that being said, we are now taking everything to the house. And unless something changes, we're through for good this time. Now to go home and rest for a little while.